Hello and welcome to the Chilled Cardano podcast. I am Illinois here with Chilled Cardano on Twitter. Chilled, how are you doing today?
Illinois, I'm doing phenomenal. It's Friday here, getting excited for the weekend. Nice little long Labor Day weekend.
Nice little dump before the weekend.
Are we dumping?
Yeah, we started dumping this later in the day today for some reason. You know, it's not dumping. Ergo, Mike. Let's take a look at those charts.
Let's pop off into the Ergo chart.
I was going to show AADA first. This is like the daily chart. As you can see, we had that big dump and now we're kind of consolidating in this lower range that we've been at since then. And we were at earlier a couple months ago. So we're still in the bear market, Mike. Nothing has changed, which is fun. Same thing with Bitcoin. Ethereum's doing a little bit better, but they're kind of on maybe a different range, but I don't draw the lines for them. Let's take a look at that Ergo chart, Mike. For some reason today everything dumped, but Ergo seems to be like in this bullish pennant type if you're into TA and that kind of setup. So go to the hourly, but like when everything was dumping, it just had this big jump. I was kind of thinking it was going to dump with everything else, but it didn't. So I'm starting to think like with the Ethereum merge coming in a couple weeks.
It's like the 15th, right, of September? Right
around. I think people are starting to like accumulate Ergo just as a hedge or something.
Is that our pick to click? Do you think that's where everyone's going to be going?
I think people, you can only mine it with like a regular GPU. So I don't know if like the people with those mining rigs will switch over to it, but the regular Joes might. Let's see what Raven coin is doing. That's the other one that, it hasn't had the same kind of big jump. So I don't know. Maybe it will be Ergo.
What about Ethereum Classic?
I think they've been doing really well too. Just not today, but they've been kind of trending upward, I think. So maybe those two. I think Raven coin people don't really care about as much because it's just like.
Do they even have smart contracts?
No, it's just like Bitcoin, but not Bitcoin. Like they don't have anything cool built on top of it. I've actually been getting sucked into the Ergo space a little bit more lately, just because they have like they have a stable coin. So like if you see the market dumping, you can get into the stable coin and then feel a little safer. Whereas in Cardano, we don't have that yet. So it's like you kind of just got to ride the wave down. And I also like don't keep my money on an exchange, so I'm not gonna like flip it back into USDC or something. Mm-hmm. But what do you think about Ergo? Do you think it has potential to kind of have a little bull run with the Ethereum stuff going on?
No, I think it's lame. I think the whole project's stupid. No, not at all.
That'll do it for us.
I think you're my Ergo guy. I've been kind of on the back burner because I've been so deep into Cardano's ecosystem. So you've been giving me weekly updates on their ecosystem. I think like the USD is very interesting because that's great. Like being able to switch in and out of USD natively on chain is like so sweet. How are the fees on that switching in and out? How much are you losing every time you do that? Like what percentage of your portfolio?
2% something.
2%.
Yeah, let's see. Show it off a little bit.
Yeah, let's see some of the tech, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're in it for the tech, Eric.
Spectrum Dex will eventually be on Cardano, and I think they said if you use it like a certain amount of times, you'll get airdropped their token whenever it comes out. So make sure to do that if you want some of those.
Yeah, do some swaps. Get in there. Get nasty.
Yeah, it's fun to use. Like I like it. But anyway, let's see if it shows the fees. So it doesn't show it on here, but this is the website of the stablecoin. And you can also do SIG RSV, which is the reserve coin. And I still don't really know how it works. So I've heard a lot of people lose money trying to like buy it and sell it because there's like a whale who has figured out a way to manipulate it, but so I would stay away from that.
Well, the liquidity is probably so low that he's able to come in and out of it, and I believe it's like 2-to-1, right? So it's like there was a problem with the Luna USD where it was like pegged 1-to-1, right? So
yeah,
if there's a bank run, there's not enough liquidity for everyone to get out at the same time. So what Sigma USD is doing is like over collateralized lending. So it's like 2-to-1. So you have to put in 2 ergs to get 1 Sigma USD, so that way it's pegged to like, you know, that. Or it might be even more than that. It might be like 4-1. So like the returns aren't great on like the native reserve coin. But it makes it very, very safe to use it as a dollar peg because there's so much like value in each one that it's almost impossible to like, I mean, it would have to go down like an insane amount for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because we're getting the same exact thing. This is what is going to be on Cardano. So this is basically a testnet for Cardano's, what is it, Dejed coin.
Yeah.
And then the reserve coin is, I believe, called Shen, SHEN. So you can invest in that right now. I think people are investing in Cody. I don't think that's the right idea. I think you want to invest in that Shen coin. And that's how you get like...
You don't think Cody's gonna get a little side piece or like, what's it called? When you get a little kickback or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll go up as well, but I think the value is going to go into that Shen.
Gotcha. There's this thing called Ergo Pad where you can stake your tokens, and we'll let you stake our token on here. So you can do that and get 12% APY on the Neta token. And I think I did that just because I have it, and I was like, whatever. Honestly, the Neta token has kind of nosedived lately, so probably not going to be a huge difference.
Is it a different amount of Neta token on different networks? So does the Cardano Neta equal 1 Erg Neta, or is it different value-wise?
There's the same amount, but they're priced differently because people value them differently. I mean, they're supposed to be like
pool. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like sister coins. And they're meant to be valued the same, but since the chains aren't connected, it's like they're just kind of acting separately for now.
Is there any way to arbitrage that?
Well, you could like buy them on here, but it's like I don't think you can really get it from one chain to the other, so it would be tricky.
Yeah.
They also did this thing where they have an NFT, and if you own it, they airdrop you like 1,000 Neta. So if you have one of their Neta Angels, so that was another interesting.
This is Sky Harbor, the Ergo.
Yes,
NFT
the Ergo NFT marketplace.
Do they have multiple marketplaces, or is this the only one?
They have another one. This is like the newer one. It's like the JPEG store, and the other one's like, I don't know, CNFT, whatever. The one people used to use.
Yeah.
What's it called? Oh, Ergo Auctions or something like that. But it's more of an like auction house type thing where Sky Harbor is more like a marketplace, I guess.
Do you understand how the smart contracts work on Ergo?
I am not that smart, so probably not. But what's your question?
No, I was just curious how they work. Like, because I know like on Cardano, we have native tokens and they can interact with each other without smart contract usage. Like, is it like very expensive to like interact with smart contracts on Ergo?
No, not like... It's like super cheap.
And then I believe, tell me I'm wrong or tell me I'm right, but don't they have a gambling website that's going live as well on Ergo, which I think might be the real reason why it's going up?
Oh, is that why?
Because people like to be degenerates.
I think it's called Night Owl Casino. Coming soon. But how soon? Yeah, I don't know the release date, but I know this is what it's called. Would you be interested in a digital casino?
Are you kidding me?
I
Tell me
never
how to
took
lose.
you as like a gambler.
Rug me harder, daddy. Um, yeah, that's like not just that, but I think I mean, look at America. It's just like nothing but gambling use cases. We're talking, fantasy football. You're talking sports betting books, and if you could do that without having to, um, not financial advice. No,
Listening.
of course, pay your taxes, people. Uh, but there
For the
is a
love of
use
God,
case.
pay your taxes.
Um, Sometimes there's certain jurisdictions where you can't trade. Like, there's certain sports betting books that you can't get access to depending on your location. It'd be nice to be able to like get action in there, whether it be horse racing, football, college football, tennis, whatever you want. I think it'd be really sweet to be able to have access to that kind of thing. And I think like a Night Owl is the beginning of something like that. It'd be very interesting to see where they go with it. I think a lot of
Yeah.
it's going to be casino games at first, which don't really interest me, but because I don't like games of chance. I feel like they're very hackable.
Yeah, plus it's like how do you know the odds they're telling you are real?
It's shifty. I'd rather do like something where it's like, like betting on football. Like, okay, there's a third party here where you're not going to be able to like sway. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's like more strategy, if anything.
Yeah.
Where like I don't have to trust Night Owl to like for their odds, whether it be blackjack or whatever.
Craps, digital craps.
Right.
I found the other thing I wanted to talk about that seems really cool. Another very cool thing that just released is this duckpools.io. And this is like you can lend and borrow money through Ergo. And it's like I think it's collateralized, but it's in beta right now. I haven't done it yet. But maybe I can try it. They only allow you to do 0.5 Ergo right now because it's in beta, but you earn interest if you borrow it out or lend it out.
What
And if
kind of
you
interest
borrow
are
it
you
out,
getting?
looks like 4.78% annual interest, Mike.
So how long are these contracts for? Like, that's gonna be the interesting part. Like, if you're getting 4% and like you can borrow in like a week's time or like 3 days, and get that back and then keep doing that, like
Yeah.
that's a great way to make some side cash. Like at that point it becomes a small business because you can do multiple loans, and it's like any other business where you have a hard asset. It's like buying a house and then renting it out to like a renter, where it's like
Hmm.
every month you're getting a certain percentage, you know.
Of course, you'll pay taxes on this kind of stuff.
Pay your taxes, people. We're not messing around. Everyone pay your taxes.
Pay them like twice if you haven't, or if you
As
have.
we've seen with the Michael Saylor case, definitely not a good
Oh
idea to talk about how to escape uh,
yeah.
tax evasion on the internet and then leaving the video on YouTube forever. So
Did he do that? That's how he got caught.
yeah, and
I'm an idiot.
the filing case. He just said, what did he say? He said you could tell. I don't want to say it because I don't want our video to get flagged. And so when they went to sue him. That's in the actual paperwork. That line he said, and so, and now with like the new like laws with the new, um, all those extra IRS people, they're basically like the Gestapo. Like they're just looking for people who say shit like that, and basically you get a bounty. Like so, it's like it's like basically like telling on your neighbor now. So like anytime anybody like comes out and says something shitty, like you can get money for like telling on people that they're like evading taxes.
That's neat.
It's like, yay, we get to tell on each other. It's like this always ends well.
Finally. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Michael Saylor's funny because he just like he's always just like saying random quotes on Twitter, and I'm like, what's the point of you even being here? He's like, Bitcoin is the coolest thing since sliced bread.
There's that one Twitter account, shout out to like Nathan Knappy or something, but he always shits on him. Like, what does this even mean? Like, it's like this is so sad. Like, is this why you quit your CEO position just to tweet out stuff like this?
Out into the
It cracks
ether.
me out because it's like it is true. It's very funny. It's like a senile old man like running out of philosophy takes because at the end of the day, there's just not a lot going on with Bitcoin. So it's like you're gonna see it like it's a hard asset. It's a digital
will
gold.
Change the world.
Like, yeah, it's like, all right, like I can't do anything. I gotta go to work. Like I gotta do something. Like I can't just sit on my hands and like. It's like it's nice to have, but it's like we got it. Like there's like I'll work on Cardano and build something that people are gonna use on a daily basis. Like let's talk about it, Eric. AADA Finance. So, ladies and gentlemen, AADA Finance launches first lending and borrowing app on Cardano mainnet. Version 1 launches very soon.
September 13th.
AADA Finance is finally ready to deploy its eagerly anticipated app. This release brings lending and borrowing to Cardano, introducing decentralized finance primitives to the network for the first time. The event marks a significant milestone in the blockchain development, which will surely benefit the entire ecosystem. AADA Finance plans to launch in anticipation of the Vasil Hardfork, which will update the Cardano network. The team aims to leverage the first mover advantage thanks to its version 1 protocol peer-to-peer approach. While it provides a straightforward and an efficient solution, the smart contract concept will mitigate future risk associated with hard fork migration. So, AADA Finance is a fully decentralized lending and borrowing protocol built on the Cardano blockchain. Its smart contracts allow users to lend and borrow assets in a peer-to-peer manner using the unique non-fungible token bond strategy. Other unique features introduced by the platform are multi-asset lending and borrowing and the ADA 3 node liquidation oracle. The latter plays an essential role in enabling lenders to liquidate their loans in the event of a rapid loan health factor downfall. The upcoming ADA Finance release culminates several months of work and development, the team acknowledges, and is thankful for the community's patience and support during the project's early stages. To this end, it pledges to continue to follow its core principles of community-centric commitment and a build-first approach for Cardano DeFi. Eric, what are we thinking about this?
I think it's great. I think being the first to market is always awesome, and it brings more people into the space. You know, having a new like lending and borrowing app that we never had before, and it will keep preventing people from saying Cardano doesn't have anything built on it, which is not going to be true for very long. And yeah, this thing has been pumping for the last couple of days now. I think it said it releases September 13th, so who knows?
Days.
I don't know if you're gonna need AADA to transact on there. I would assume you will. So that would add actual utility to their token if that were the case. Much like with liquid finance. What are you thinking about AADA?
I love it. I think it's amazing that we're finally getting to catch up to Ergo. um, they beat us by a
Each
couple of days, by a couple of weeks here. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be, like I said before, it's gonna be amazing to lend and borrow money. Like, it opens up so many use cases for, if there's a certain NFT you've been trying to get, but you don't have enough liquidity for it, and then like you're trying to make a play. Like, it's so nice to be able to borrow money to make another play, and it's like we're getting to big boy levels where it's like this is professional trading instruments where this is how the world works. Like, you borrow money and then like you create value with it, you give the money back. It's a win-win. People who borrow, get a certain percentage. People who lend, hopefully they make a good play, they don't get liquidated. We'll see how well the system works. I'm definitely going to play with it when it comes out. As far as this governance
Yeah.
token that they have, I don't, as far as I've seen, I don't really think you need the token to use the system, because you can borrow in the native asset, which is ADA.
Mm-hmm.
But it does give you voting rights into the protocol itself. And also, I believe you get paid out in AADA for borrowing and lending.
Okay.
And then for their liquidation engine. So there's going to be a different category for being being the backstop. Like, so if somebody doesn't pay their loan off in time, you have to pay the borrower back, right? So that's going to come out of the AADA reserve.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all works out. Hopefully it's a raging success. I'm excited for it. As far as the token's values going, it's been going nuts. I mean, it really hit a bottom at 1.31 ADA, and this was like, man, I really wish I would have gone in at the 22nd of August, because ever since then it's just like, boom,
Or the 21st of July. It's like at $1.
Yeah, that would have been amazing, but I mean, at this level, there's no telling
Yeah,
when this thing was
there's
gonna
nothing
come
going on
online.
back then.
Yeah, that's the other thing with this team. It's like there's no marketing, so it's like we didn't know that, But I think this thing has a lot more room to grow.
Yeah.
If we go
It
to
was
the
at like
12-hour chart,
$3 at some
I
point.
mean, you're getting a nice little cup shape handle. We might get a little dip next week. I think he might want to double down at that point, because
He's saying double down, folks.
we got a lot of room to grow. I mean, I think it definitely can get back to, this is like the first bar
And it was just
lending.
pure speculation.
This is pure speculation. Don't listen to me.
No, I mean, when it first released, it was working on.
Right.
Now it actually has some utility coming to it, so
yeah, the
you'd
actual
expect
use
it to go
cases
higher.
going online. It's gonna be fun to see.
It's exciting times.
Locked up ADA. Yeah, I'm excited about it. So check it out if you're interested. It's very cool too, because they're using NFTs as the bond mechanism. So that's very interesting too, because as a borrower and lender, like, the borrower has the NFT and then they can give that NFT to somebody else. So say like they need liquidity right away, but that lender still has the money, that borrower can take that NFT and sell it on a secondary market, right? And be like, can somebody buy me out of my loan, right? Because I need this money now, which is
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, that's like owning a house and being able to be like, hey, I need the money for this house now. Can somebody buy me out of this house without any of the paperwork? And it's just it's going to be
Yeah.
very interesting. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to play this. I think there's going to be a lot of different ways to make money on this platform. I'm very excited for it. I mean, you might start seeing the bonds on JPEG Store, because they're NFTs and they're,
Yeah.
it's all the same. So it's going to be very cool.
The Vasil Hardfork date came out today.
Mm-hmm.
September 22nd, I believe. So that's exciting.
So that's in 20 days, Eric.
20 long days. Yeah, so that's going to be really cool. We're going to start seeing tons of apps coming out thanks to that. And I think we'll start seeing like a golden age for Cardano because of that. Maybe not right away, but like 6 months later or something, we'll have a ton of apps that no one else has because we can do things that other chains cannot do.
Well, I would disagree with you. I think your timeline is way too long. I think within weeks you're going to have a lot of these projects coming online. I was just watching a YouTube video with Shoshi. I don't know if you guys follow him, but check his videos out. They're great. He had Rick from Digital Fortress, who's one of the stake pool operators, and he has the inside track. He talks to these developers every day. And he was talking about, I mean, just the smallest Maladex, Ardana, Ray, Meld, Dejed, Revudo, Optum Finance, Project Noom. There was a bunch other that I just didn't catch, but I mean, just within weeks of this going live. So like, I think like the 27th, you'll see all those apps starting to go live, which would be amazing. You're going to see a lot more volume on Cardano. I mean, people are just going to be interested and start playing around with this stuff. Like I said, it's like anytime you get a new protocol, people are going to want to see if they can make money with it. And it's like not just one app. It's like they're all coming boom, 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 boom. It's going to be very exciting. I think if you're here, you're going to be able to make a lot of money. Not financial advice, but just coming in and out of these tokens, I think you're just going to see a lot of price appreciation. It's just how you play it, and don't hang on to stuff too long. And I'm very excited, Eric. I haven't felt this excited since like we got smart contracts that first time, and we got Muesli Swap, and was able to trade some of that stuff. Everything was brand new. Everyone was excited, and I think you're going to get that again, all over again. So regardless of the bear situation, I think like Cardano is going to be one of those plays where you'll be able to come in here and even get like just new people, Ethereum people, like just being like, there's money to be made here. So you might be able to win a lot of people over, and they might be excited by the tech as well. I think, playing around with some of these wallets like Eternal Wallet, Flint Wallet, Nami, they're going to get like, wow, this is a lot better than MetaMask, and they might stick around here too. So this is going to be very interesting. I think the next 3 months is going to go like that. Just the amount of stuff coming out. So, and it all starts off in a couple weeks with the AADA. So
the other day, GameStop announced they were going to mint their NFT on their NFT platform. And I was like, this is exciting. I think like everyone's going to want this NFT. So I like transferred my ADA into Ethereum, put it onto that chain, and put it onto the GameStop wallet. And I was all ready for this mint. And let me just show you their NFT site so you can get an idea of what it's like. So this is their website. And let's see if I could. this is what I was trying to mint, and they were going for like 0.03 ETH. Um, so they did the mint. They said they were going to do it at noon, and they didn't tweet anything at noon. And then it was like 12:30. Still, they're not listed. And then I think finally at like 12:45, the first one came online, and in order to mint it, you have to click on this buy now button. But like a lot of people didn't even see it. Um, and then if you did see it, you click on it, and it would give you this captcha thing. And it was like the hardest captcha in the world. I kept fucking it up. It's like, which cat has a rounded head? I was like, I don't know. All cats have rounded heads. But I went through that, and then sometimes it would let you try to buy it, and you sign the transaction, and it just nothing happens, and it would reload. So I did this. There was 5 of them. I was like, okay, this sucks, but I have to get one or something. So I did this for 2.5 hours, and I didn't mint anything. And a lot of other people also had the same experience. And then after that, I was like, all right, I think I'm done. Like, I don't think I could ever do this again. Like, this fucking sucks. And then I was just thinking, like, man, Cardano, like, it's so fucking easy to mint. Like, mints can take like less than 10 seconds. Like, I was just pissed that I wasted 2.5 hours, you know? But like with a Cardano mint, if I miss it and it's like gone in 5 seconds, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll move on with my life. But yeah, I was just like, I can't believe this company with like billions of dollars like can't figure out how to create a good minting tool. Like their NFT website is so basic, like and it just made me appreciate Cardano like so much more after that. And it kind
Yeah.
of and all the fees with Ethereum was like it's just annoying.
Yeah, and like it's so Cardano's so rudimentary at this point. Like there's a lot that needs to be worked out, and it's just gonna the user experience is gonna get like 10 to 100x better from here. You know what I mean? And Ethereum's like this after being with having smart contracts for what 6 years, and it's that
Yeah.
bad. You know what I mean?
And that's layer 2. Like that's supposed to be the fast, like good, you know.
That's the
I don't know.
craziest part too. It's
Yeah.
it's like I like I was reading a chart today where they were talking about the experiences about like how cheap these layer twos are for Ethereum, and like I'm pretty tech savvy, I would
Mhm.
say, and just looking at 12 different layer twos and having to use like go through 12 different websites to like get to an object that I wanted is so
Yeah.
confusing for me. I can't imagine a regular retail person who's never used hot wallet like a MetaMask before trying to do that. Like put their money, convert it to Ethereum, get it to the right website, send it to a layer 2, like verify
Yeah.
with that website. It's just like so complicated, and it's like you only have so much like how much do at a certain point how much do you care about that thing, right? Where it's like I'm gonna spend like 2.5 hours trying to get this picture of a JPEG,
Yeah.
unless it's gonna really change it. Like it gets somebody so disillusioned so quickly. So I'm kind of excited that nobody's here yet, because like that kind of stuff needs to be worked out to the point where it's like so dead simple that
Right.
somebody sees something on a website and goes, "Ooh, I want that. Let me buy it." And they press a
Yeah.
button and it's in their wallet and everything's already. And I think Maker is making a really great experience for that kind of idea, where they can even pay in like regular USD, and then they get on their end, the maker will make them their wallet for them with their seed phrase, and they get their JPEG.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. I think it's just got to get to that point where it's so dead simple, where it's. I think Cardano's getting there, and they're getting there faster than Ethereum or anybody else too. And it's all on one chain. It's not, I have to use all these different layers. And Cardano's going to have that too, but just the way they build everything is so, like, it's all so connected so well that you don't have these failed transactions, or you're pressing refresh, nothing's happening, and you're like, what do I do? Like,
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, too, there's no customer support for blockchain, right? It's
Right.
all trial and error.
All on you.
Yeah, maybe one day there will be, but it's not going to ever be, somebody on a tech support line waiting to hear you. It might be an email but it's not going to be instantaneous, like, support until you get, like, our AI overlord to do that stuff.
The robot that works for you.
Yeah.
And you can just have your robot do your mints.
Well, speaking of AGIX, the people who build the open source AI on Cardano, they're releasing their product as well for Vasil, so that's exciting.
Yeah. Are you excited about Mutant Toad Club?
I hate you. No, but I am excited. But I did want to talk to you about Ore. Has been a thing even before NFTs. The artist behind the project has 159,000 strong following on Instagram, started launching NFTs in October 21. The project aims to build a brand that is represented in real life and in crypto. The art is primarily targets anime lovers. So far, there have been 4 highly limited OG drops, with the supply ranging between 11 and 111 NFTs. The lowest floor of these is at 10,000 ADA at the time of writing. The community, the floor should already tell you a lot about the community. Not only are they extremely loyal and diamond-handed, but they are also proudly representing the project on Discord and Twitter. Currently, their Discord has 8,300 members, and their core community is one of the strongest I have come across. In opposite to the other communities, the holders are also in it for the art and not solely for money. The team, as already mentioned, the artist has been successfully prior to NFTs. However, he is not alone. 20 people are working on Ore. Recently, they hired Saburaku, I don't even know how to say that, Sabukaru, American agency that is famous in the Japanese fashion industry. You may ask what responsibilities these 20 people have. 35% of the team works on the art and design, 20% are developers, and the other 45% are responsible for marketing and administrative tasks, including project management. The NFTs, so far, only highly limited collections have been minted, and a few airdrops took place. There are 111 drop, the 100 drop, the 30 drop, and the demon drop collections. These are all one of one encasings. See below for an example. Boom, Eric. Very sexy.
That's super cool.
Then there are also the burner phones. Only the inner core hold these. Special perks for burner phone holders are insights into plans of the project, access to meetings, whitelist spots, and much more. Relatively recently, charm rings were dropped. These give one whitelist spot to the 10,000 PFP collections and further perks that are to be announced. The PFP collection will launch August 31st, which we will talk about. The price will be 252 ADA. Holders are whitelisted, and the public was able to gather whitelist spots through giveaways, games in the Ore Discord, and other activities. Let's dive a little bit more into this and get critical. The pricing has been chosen in such a way that the collection doesn't sell out in minutes. Thus, don't expect this to be a quick flip. It is a long-term bet. If in your opinion the price is too high, observe the secondary market. Maybe you can snipe something that you like. Otherwise, often it's also a good strategy to follow the mint and see how the project performs. If you're happy with it, You can jump in at the end of the mint. Why does Ore aim for such high funding? Besides establishing their brand, Ore is also working on digital casing. I speculate they will offer casing as a service to other projects. Thus, it could be a future revenue stream. If you want to find out what digital casing is, take a look at Metis Labs. They are an ETH project that offers a similar service. It will give you a rough idea. Also, the OG Ore collection showcases what the casing could look like, which I think are pretty cool.
Yeah.
In conclusion, Ore is already a proven project with a great track record in and outside of crypto. I'm looking forward to the mint, and as always, I wish you much success to the team. Now, this was a thread from NFA analyst, CNFT analyst. Really great thread, Eric. I really like their work. Shout out
It was
to them.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Need more people like them.
Oh yeah. So there was a hiccup in the minting process. Apparently, they were trying to upload each image as a 6K image with the metadata. Something got fucked up in the process, so now they moved it back to a week. So if you're listening to this, I believe around Wednesday they'll start doing the whitelist mints.
If you're listening to this, sell me your rings.
Some of your rings and burner phones.
Going nowhere.
What do you think about this project, Eric?
I didn't know much about it. And then I saw people with the little O's next to their name, and I was like, what's all that about? And then I just stumbled across a thread where someone explained what was going on. But yeah, I think it's a really cool project. Seeing that thread really kind of sold me on it. But that being said, I don't know if I'll mint one. I'll probably just see what happens with the price, but I have a feeling it's going to do really well and be like, it probably won't go below mint, especially if I'm not buying it. What do you think?
I think they lost a lot of goodwill with people with the mess up. They've been very criticized for their price at 252 ADA because they were supposed to be professionals. You know, like they had their shit together. There was a plan. There was a schedule. You have 20 people on your team.
Yeah.
So these dates should be solid dates, you know? So it's kind of odd that they waited till the last minute to upload these 6K images, you know?
Yeah.
And to get your metadata correct. It's so odd to me that they will always wait till the last second to like this project's been around for quite some time. It's like, why wasn't this done 2 weeks ago? And then, you know, then you release a date because it's all set. It's all ready. All you have to do is mint. It's like, why are you waiting till the night before to upload your 6K images? I mean, that's massive.
Yeah.
You know, it's like for 10,000 images, it's a lot. And the metadata. So we're talking like the rarity traits. I think it's a really cool project. Like Eric, I think I'm just gonna sit back and watch and let's see how it plays out. But I definitely could be, you know, I'll be, you know, trying to snipe one on secondary market, maybe. We'll see how it goes.
You see, like what happened to Beat Boy is like after the mint, it went real low and then it came back. It just depends on the following, you know, like sometimes they'll step up and be like, all right, this thing doesn't deserve to be below mint, and then bring it back up. I think maybe something like that could happen too. But I think projects with communities like that are rare, so
yeah,
it's never a bad idea to try to be part of something like that.
Yeah, they've been around. They're on Instagram. They're doing other shit. So they have a really strong brand already. So it's not like it's a bad play, especially if you're trying to flip. This could be something that you might be interested in. I think there is potential for this thing to do really well. We'll see how it plays out. I'm very interested.
You think about all the like infighting lately. Like I feel like there's a lot of people just like shitting on other projects and stuff like in the CNFT space. You think people are just bored or like they just want to call out bad projects because they're like, this is your fault that we're not doing good? Or
Yeah, I think people are bored. I think when you're not making money and the markets aren't moving a lot, you have a lot of spare time in your hands. So you'll start to critique people's tweets, other projects' tweets, the way they run their ship. It's just like at the end of the day, if you don't like the way a project runs their product, like you don't have to invest in it. But it's also like a lot of the Twitter shit. It's just like it's a free platform and people are gonna talk shit, you know,
yeah.
and people are
Did you see
bored.
the Boss Cat Rocket Club thing?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that last week, where
Yeah, it's
um,
the same
like their
thing.
whale holders are the ones who they get first access to their alien NFTs.
But someone put out a thread like kind of shitting on them, and then Boss Cat Rocket Club was like, "Oh, the FUD train is back" or something. And I just think it's funny. Like, uh, if I was them, I wouldn't even like, acknowledge it. But if you were to acknowledge it, you should probably like,
Mentions like defend your position.
yeah, instead of just being like, it's FUD. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. We've already discussed that, but it is a weird way to do it. And I've only seen like 4 sold so far. I've been keeping an eye on it, so we'll see how they do with that.
They don't really
Um,
speak to me. I think they're kind of tacky. Like the boss racket, like say what you will about the original NFT, the Boss Cat Rocket Club, but it
yeah,
seems like at a certain point the artists try to like be very extravagant with everything. So everything's at a 10x. It's like let's gloss everything. Let's put lasers on it. Like let's
yeah,
use like pastels and everything's like electric yellow. Like
gotta
it's just
pop.
like pop 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 pop. And it's like if you look back and zoom out and you look at the collection, it's just a lot. I don't like. It's not like at the end of the day, it's a picture, and like I have a hard time being like, this is great art. To me, it's like very tacky.
It's like a cat. It's a cartoon cat.
It's an alien cat, Eric, get it right. But
Oh, that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's just like it's just like I like the taste of pizza. So like let's put pepperoni on it, let's put sausage, let's put jalapenos on it, let's like put
Stuffed
pineapple on top
crust.
of that, put cheese in the crust, and it's like this is a fucking monstrosity. Like you've ruined it. Like that's how I feel like sometimes when we get like these collections where they're trying to outdo that first one. So it's like, well, obviously more is better. It's like not necessarily, and especially when it comes to art, it's like so suggestive, and it's like you're trying to pull in new people. And to me, it's like if you're not already a holder of the original artwork, like the derivative is like such a hard sell to like people who aren't in it already. You know what I mean? Because it's like, first of all, it's an
Especially when the
alien cat.
derivatives 5
Yeah,
times more expensive.
right. And we're bashing Boss Cat right now, but this is more like a conversation about derivatives in general.
In
Where
general.
yeah, I just have a hard time with that line of thinking.
Yeah. I like what you said about the artwork, though. I never thought of it like that. Like, yeah, it is just like the Michael Bay version of art or something. Like,
Right.
everything's got to glow and but at that point, it's like you've taken it too far and now there's no
Mm-hmm.
artistic value left.
Because it's like, where do you go from? What's the next one gonna be?
Special
Like,
effects.
we're gonna double glaze everything and put electric on
You have to
electric.
go
It's like,
super minimalist.
right. You like, there's nowhere else to go. It's like, it's very interesting to me.
You got to be like AADA ninjas, where like
Well, let's talk about
Every
Hidden
every
Ninjas.
season is like a little bit different, a little better, I would say. But yeah, they just had the burn. Um, you had to have 4 AADA ninjas of each, 3 of each season, and then an extra one that you want to burn. And then you send it to this burn wallet. And in like 5 days, you get back the AADA Ninja Season 4. And it also provides 111 daily ninja tokens to claim over 1 year. Um, Also, 50 ninjas per day via staking over 3 years. And it keeps all the metadata from the 4 burnt NFTs. We haven't gotten it yet. I think it's coming out September 5th. So maybe on the next episode, we'll show off our AADA ninjas. Mike, did you do this as
I
well?
did. I did. Um, yeah, we're very excited about it. I was hoping to get it sooner, but they said it might take up to 6 days, and it did. I get it. There's a lot of I don't understand how they're doing it, to be honest, because it's like so complicated.
Yeah,
God bless them. I mean, they're gonna have to make 5,280 of them as of today. So that's a lot of like counting each
so
one
many.
and being like,
And
yeah, and being
so
like,
it's
okay, this person gave 8 ADA, like they have 4 of the right runs, like I'll send them this one. And I would almost feel like you'd have to do that manually. Like there's no way you can
yeah, they
create
said they have
this.
like 3 spreadsheets, and they're basically like using a database to like get all the metadata. But I'm like, me personally, you didn't have to put the metadata for mine. I just like having a new shiny thing as soon as possible. But
But think about it, like if you were ever to sell it, there's the thing that makes something valuable is the history. So the sacrifice
yeah,
that it took to get the fourth, right? So you sacrifice these 4 NFTs, and each of Aramar, the Aramar clan, Atsuko clan, and Daisuke clan. What's your clan, Eric?
I'm a Dice K guy, and that's not just because they were the cheapest ones. Um, they're also the newest ones. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I had multiple, and I didn't have to burn the one that I like that has the dragon in it, because that would have hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I would have picked up another one. I have also like a very rare Daisuke one. I'm not burning. It's just one of my
Yeah,
faves. I love the artwork for that clan especially, so wanted to keep that one. It's also cool with the burn. It actually makes the other 3 NFT projects more valuable because there's less of them, you know,
yeah,
around. So I love the whole idea. It's a lot of fun. I think a lot of people in 8 inches is it's like really fun for like the people who are involved in the community, and everyone's really excited to see what they're gonna get.
yeah, and it's different from a lot of the other projects have done in the past. Usually, I guess it's similar to like Yummy Universe, but that's kind of a 1-for-1 type thing. This is like, you're sacrificing a lot to get
Yeah,
something, and it's more of a gamble, but it's also probably going to be worth a lot more because of what everyone's sacrificed.
well, I like the idea that like with each clan, they've done a different anime art style as well. Um, and as that goes along, like the fourth is even cooler than I would argue the third, and it's more intricate. And I think I don't know, like they did music with the last one, so there's gonna be a lot
Yeah,
of secrets involved, and I love that about the lore too, because there's a lot of Easter eggs and fun stuff. On the opposite end of that, we had the Dead Rabbits Supreme, right? And
yeah,
I was very disappointed by that as a Dead Rabbit holder because I felt like it was just like rejects of the original Dead Rabbits. Like to
yeah,
me, the artwork wasn't great. You just made everything neon, but it was literally the same. Like you could have just overlaid a layer on top of Photoshop. I went to art
There was
school.
one that looked like it. You know the word Photoshop, so now that's
I know the word
relevant to.
layer on Photoshop, so I have my doctorate in this stuff, but it's not labor intensive. And so you have on one end the Boss Cat Rocket Club aliens, and then another you have Dead Rabbits, who I felt like they didn't do enough. And this is
Yeah,
all subjective. This is my personal opinion. You can tell me to go fuck myself. That's fine.
I think there's like the top 10 that are like cool as fuck, but then the
Right.
rest of the collection are like they just look like the other Dead Rabbits, maybe with like rainbow skin or something. But it's like you got to give me something more, like make them mutated in some way, like um until like I didn't do it because I was like, I'm not gonna. It's too much of a risk to like.
If you didn't
I
get
have like all these.
if you didn't get one of the tickets, which was like I think at the time of mint, it was going for around 2,600 ADA. I mean,
Yeah,
at that you're almost spending 3,000 ADA just to mint a new Supreme. That's why I was like, this better be the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Not only that, but there better be a ton of utility with it too. Like,
yeah,
and I didn't see any of that. And I think, I mean, yeah, we're in a bear market, but the prices on the rabbits dropped 200 ADA. I mean, they were around 500.
yeah.
And people were so disappointed. I think now it got
That didn't help.
yeah, it did not help at all. I mean, it was kind of disappointing, but I mean, up until that part, they were killing the game, and you're just seeing what works and what doesn't. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I was expecting more with, they do all this lore stuff and all these puzzles, and then
Yeah, it was exciting, right? I was like,
yeah,
they're fucking killing it. Like, I want to see where this goes.
and then you see the collection, and it's like, oh, it's the same.
It's like, that's it. Like, you're just gonna give me another NFT that doesn't looks very like. I want to be able to look at an NFT and be like, that's a Supreme. And like
Yeah.
some of those, I was like, is that a fucking regular one or?
I just saw the price on these.
Oh man.
Now it's down to 1650.
So these are the Supremes. Not looking great.
Yeah. I mean, you look at some of these lower listed ones, especially like this one, doesn't look any different. Maybe the jacket. This one's a little bit cooler, but I don't know. It doesn't really stand out.
I mean, yeah, it's not great. And
we like
I mean,
this
can
project.
you imagine minting these for 3,000 ADA and now you're selling it for 1,650? It's bad. It's not good. It's like Eric actually talked me out of minting. I was gonna mint one, and Eric talked me out of he's just like, look, like that's a lot of ADA to be burning for one of these. Like,
yeah, and we saw the sneak peeks, and they were like, they're all right, but plus,
well,
I mean,
they've been showing the sneak peeks for 6 months. I was like,
yeah,
I didn't realize that's what they were gonna like be selling, because I was like, oh, these are gonna be like really cool. Like the team's been doing great, and then I saw that, and I was like, pump the brakes. Dicey.
Like very dicey. But yeah, it was just if you got one of the Day of the Rabbit Supreme tickets and you got this, you're probably like, it's worth it. But if not, I don't think it has much resale value, and could have done a lot better. Not to shit on this project that
100K.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like the original ones were at like they're like over 4 million ADA, so it's pretty bad for I just don't think it was a great idea too to like,
in this market
well, to
to
like,
release it.
but also like to keep out everyone else, right? Because if you didn't get one of those tickets, you didn't get to participate. So it's like,
Yeah,
why am I a second class citizen? It's like you only had one ticket in Chicago, and it's like if there's 10,000 people trying to get one ticket, it's like I shouldn't be like penalized for that and not be able to like partake. So I think it's just like it was cool, but at the same time, it's like you're casting off so many people that like were diehards, and it's like you sold 4 million ADAs worth of NFTs, and on your second one, you can't even hit 100,000 in sales. So it's like it's not a good look.
yeah. Especially when you make a lot of your money off the royalties, like you want something that's gonna have a lot of volume.
Mm-hmm.
And when you maybe they thought like, oh, our holders are whales, like they have a lot of money, like they won't care that you know. But maybe that was just maybe their holders are just regular people and they didn't want to spend 3,000 ADA on something. So maybe they learned that lesson. But Mike, I think that's all I have. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. My boy Barry Ailes got blasted. Um, so Cardano Moth had a nice tweet. Hard to have anything but a profound sense of respect for Barry Ailes with his deep knowledge of the Cardano blockchain and historical technical contributions. Barry said, exactly right. The Cardano NFT space tends to forget that everything is highly experimental. Infrastructure is very poor, and I had to build it all by myself because there were no solutions or the existing solutions were not satisfying. Right now, it feels like we all have cars, but there are no streets. No one wants to build the streets, though. If we continue like this, we end up in a siloed and barely functioning ecosystem. We are rushing and focusing on the wrong things. We need to build a proper base and foundation first. The only reason I care so much about the technical side is because Cardano is extremely raw. But it's important to understand the ledger in these early stages if we want to build something truly valuable. When I started SpaceBuds, I was hoping there was a standard for NFTs. I had to do it myself. When I started building the marketplace, I was hoping there would be a wallet that can support it. I had to do it myself. When I started building the wallet, I was hoping there would be a library for easy dApp development. I had to do it myself. I put it all in the open so we can accelerate the growth of the entire ecosystem. Without any of these things, nothing would work here. I don't say it's all perfect, but it's a step in the right direction. 1 year ago, this whole space was extremely friendly, and everyone was excited about new technology and pushing the space and Cardano forward. Now it has become extremely toxic, innovation is secondary. All that matters now is brand awareness, marketing, and pretending like you care about a project while all you want is your bag to pump. Bam!
Ouch.
Dick on the
The
table,
truth
Eric.
hurts.
What do you think about that?
I think he's got a great point. People like us will like shit on projects and we're not building anything. So all we could do is critique what's out there, right? But I think
Well, we're
he's gotten a lot
users.
of
We're the people
yeah,
interacting with it. I mean, you and me, we invest. We've bought in many NFT projects, a lot of failed NFT projects, right? So I don't think it's necessarily like, I mean, like we're also building this channel for people so to bring like brand awareness to like all this stuff, which helps sell a lot of these NFTs too.
right. That's just a joke, but like
Take it back.
uh but yeah, he's gotten a lot of shit for like the Space Buds debacle, but I mean he has a great point. Like he was just trying to figure it out. He was trying to be a trailblazer for Cardano NFTs and like he made a mistake. He trusted the wrong person basically and and he paid for it, but like he's done way more good than he's done bad in the space. And Twitter has become so toxic with like calling people out about any little thing and just not letting them breathe after that. And I don't think that's what the space was supposed to be, you know? It's supposed to be about like creating this new technology and being supportive of one another, but when the bear market hits, like everyone's looking for someone to blame, you know? So
Oh yeah.
he has a great point, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, I think this kid's like maybe 20 years old, maybe 21. And the amount of stuff he's built, like Nami Wallet, that I've used multiple times. Space Buzz, I think, is a great project. And he's just like a superstar Cardano developer. And I think, like, you don't want those people to be cast off. Like, you don't want to criticize them to the point where they get disheartened and they just leave the space entirely. And you have a lot of shitty people on Twitter who, they just want their bags to pump, and they don't realize like that these are human beings too, and they have like emotions and hearts, and they want this shit to succeed as just as much as you do. So it's like when you come at them and you say like, their Space Buzz hasn't done enough for their community, and it's like this dude's literally built like so much of the NFT ecosystem. Like, how dare you? Like, slow your roll, zoom out, realize how much this kid's done for like this whole space. That you just sit there on Twitter and just shit on him. It's just like, as far as like value sake, it's like not even close to equal. Because a lot of the shit he's built like is gonna live forever. And a lot of people are just copying his shit. Like, there's so many new wallets coming out, and I guarantee you a lot of that code's from Nami Wallet, So, I wish there was more people like Barry Ailes, and we had 100 more of him, and less Twitter critiques. But at least like build the space up and not, just be so critical of a project. It's like, especially with price, where it's like, you have to zoom out and realize the whole world is like in a bear market. It's not just your little corner of the world, like that's losing money. It's like, get to zoom out and realize like everything's struggling, and it's like it'll come back, but it's like now's not the time to be, shitting on other projects. Like, you can critique things, I think, but come at it with a valid standpoint and be more productive, and not just just be a naysayer. I think that's always just like be constructive about your critiques.
Yeah. Yep. I was just thinking of another drama thing, but I don't want to talk about it on the show.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want to be too negative today.
Hit it, Aaron. We could delete it if I don't like it.
I forgot his name, the guy from Purdy Cats.
Purdy Cats?
Yeah. I remember he put out a tweet and he's like, hey, I'm looking for some side jobs. Like, if anyone knows, like, if anyone needs some like artwork done, let me know. And then
yeah,
and then people are like freaking out about it. And then later on, he's like, this has nothing to do with Purdy Cats. Like, I would just this is just for regular art like projects.
Oh man,
it's such a bad look.
Like, it is hard to like sell your wares when you just copy pasted most of your artwork. It's like,
yeah, it's like
probably not the community. Yeah, probably not the community you want to come at for like a job. Is like the one you burned your bridges with.
Yeah, I promise not to do the same thing this time.
It's like, crikey. Like, go on LinkedIn or like a different art website, like.
Yeah. That being said, everyone, Purdy Cats are coming back.
They're coming back. Got some Purdy Cats for sale. If you guys are looking into it. That's going to do it for us this week. We love you guys. Stay strong in this bear market. Things are going to get better. Ooh, child. Things will be brighter.
They're going to get worse. All right. Have a good holiday weekend if you live in the U.S. If not, just have a good regular weekend.
We still appreciate your labor here in America.
Yes, and just you as a person.